Here we go, and we're off to another lunch break webinar. It is a beautiful Friday here in Northwest sunny Florida, where even the snowbirds agree with me. It is a great place to be here on February the 6th, 2015. Today is part 1 of 4 on our new series titled Financial Fitness. And let me tell you, I'm excited about this. Why am I excited? Because, believe it or not, I love talking about best behaving with the finances and the income that we're blessed to have. So, what does financial fitness mean? We have our gym trainer. We see our gym trainers at the gym that we go to that are keeping clients accountable on getting 3 sets of 10 reps on our bench, or running a certain amount of distance on the treadmill or the cardiovascular machine of choice. We know what a fitness trainer is inside of the gym. But today we're going to kind of zone in more on a financial fitness trainer. And that's what Financial Storehouse is all about. We are here to help train, to help keep accountable any and all people on this face of the earth to best behave with the income and the resources that we're blessed to have the opportunity to manage. So whether you're bleeding financially, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and the IRS is constantly on you, or you're hundreds of thousands of dollars in your savings account with no debt. Regardless of where you're at, we need to have accountability with our money. Because not only is it about building wealth and being prosperous, but it's about filtering and avoiding any distractions that can come with not properly behaving with the money that we're blessed to have. What do I mean by that? I believe that by being wealthy, by being rich, is not just the dollar sign. You can have millions of dollars, but if we don't value and we don't understand the value of giving, and not necessarily giving money, I'm not promoting that every rich person needs to give away all their money, or every rich person needs to just to give without putting any thought behind their giving. Do I believe in giving money? Yes, absolutely. But what I'm saying is if a person that has a lot of monetary wealth doesn't understand the value of giving their time, or giving their resources, or giving whatever they may have the opportunity to give, you're not wealthy, because you're missing out on an opportunity in life to live life with having that characteristic of a giving attitude. If you're that wealthy person that has a lot of money and that also understands the value of giving your money and giving your time, you get it. You're wealthy, you're rich, because you're able to see the things that you've been blessed with through your hard labor. And yes, that wealth didn't just drop in your lap, but I do believe God gave you the opportunity to have the health to go work your butt off. He gave you the opportunity to create those relationships. When you look back and connect the dots to what got you to where you are today, whether it's your grandparents that started the company, or just a relationship that helped you start your company, or whatever it may be, your coworkers that help you manage and help you grow and help you sustain your growth, you're blessed. Not saying you don't go into it working really hard to get what you have. That goes without saying. But we have to acknowledge and shift a paradigm of understanding that we are truly blessed to have everything that we have, and that we could not be where we're at without the blessings from who I believe is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So, financial fitness today, zoning more in on what does it mean to be financial fit. Ask that question to yourself, kind of ponder on it for a few seconds. What does it mean to be financial fit? Does it mean to have a certain amount of money in the bank account? to have a certain house, to have a certain, you name it, fill in the blank. What does it mean to you? And here in a few seconds, I'm going to kind of elaborate what I believe it means to me in Financial Storehouse. So again, take a few seconds to think on that. I'm going to take a few seconds to drink some of this water before we get rolling. Financially fit, what does it mean? Okay, regardless of where you're at in your financial snapshot, thousands of dollars in debt or thousands of dollars in savings with no debt. Financially fit means you are going to the gym consistently and working out. And what do I mean by going to the gym relating to our finances? You are sitting down with your accountability partner. If you're married, you already have your accountability partner, that's your spouse. And y'all are going to the quote unquote gym, which could be your front porch, your living room, wherever it may be. You are getting that workout that needs to be done. You are sitting down, ironing out what your income is, what your expenses are, who you're giving to, why you're saving, and your amount allocated for living as well. So, will there be boxing gloves put on and some compromising needing to take place? Absolutely. When you're on that treadmill or you're on that elliptical, is there struggles? Is it a fight? Absolutely. If you're the one that goes to the gym before work, is it a struggle? Absolutely. But you value the result of that struggle. The what is the treadmill, the what is the working out, but the why is the feeling that it gives you, the long-term health that you know that you have because of going to the gym. Or the result of not going to the gym is diabetes or depression or just not a healthy lifestyle or healthy body. So going to the gym in regarding towards being financially fit, that gym is meeting with your accountability partner. Initially, if you're not on a consistent basis doing this monthly, you might need to meet at least once a week to get things ironed out, to get things to a spot of where y'all are on the same page and you kind of have a flow going where it's not so tedious and not so difficult to iron out. Okay, now what do I mean by iron out? You know, there's only so much income that you make. Okay, if you're in sales or regardless of an insurance salesman or a real estate salesman or saleswoman, your income is going to fluctuate that. And I don't want to elaborate too much on a fixed income and a fluctuating income, but regardless, if your income fluctuates, okay, you're going to take you know a very conservative or a low month that you've had out of the last 6 months or 12 months or 3 months, however you want to look at it. But if you've been in an organization selling real estate for 12 months, take your worst month, okay, and then anything over that, you're gonna list things that if you make anything over that conservative amount, you're gonna list things like, okay, if you're eliminating your debt, okay, and your high priority is paying off that car, anything over your conservative amount that you budgeted for your income goes to that number one item on that list, eliminating your debt. So put money towards eliminating that debt. If your second thing is saving up for your child's band camp this summer, and that extra that you make over that conservative amount that you budgeted for your fluctuating income, put some money in that second thing that you have, and so on and so on and so on. For the fixed income people, it's very easy. If you're on a salary or you have a rough idea of what you're making every month, your budget is pretty much set as far as what your income is. Now, where the struggle and where the compromising takes place is you're going to have, regardless, you're going to have an entertainment, you're going to have restaurants, you're going to have miscellaneous, you're going to have things that you're going to have to budget for. Okay, there's going to come some weeks where you start your budget and you're thinking, well, there's no way I can play 3 rounds of golf this month on this budget. Okay, so you're either going to have to take some money from somewhere else in your budget, and add to your entertainment line item to play more golf? Or if you're married and your spouse says, well, I would love to go to Target more, but we can't just print out money. This is where the compromising begins and the sacrificing begins. So it's going to take some time to iron out that budget, but you must go to the gym to work that out. You must sit down with your partner and iron that budget out. Just start. It's not going to be perfect the first month. Just like when you go to the gym for the first time in a long time, it's atrocious. You don't feel good. Your body doesn't feel good. Your mind doesn't feel good. You just feel atrocious. It's going to be the same way when you're trying to get financially fit. So regardless of where you're at, you're bleeding financially or you're financially prosperous right now, you got to go to the gym. Same thing goes with our physical fitness. If you're in great shape, you got to stay healthy and you got to get your workout in. If you're in atrocious shape, you got to go to the gym, or you got to get your workout on in your living room or in your around your neighborhood at the park, or however you need to do it. Same thing with financial fitness. You got to go to the gym. If you're in great shape with your finances, that's awesome. Now let's continue to sit down each month and dream with your partner. Sit down each month and explain to your partner on why you want to save, and have her rebuttal to you on why she wants to save and where you want to go on vacation 6 months from now. Sitting down and discussing the budget doesn't always have to be the boxing match. It doesn't always have to be those hard compromises that we don't like to have. Will those happen? Yes. But just like the gym, when our physical fitness is, yes, the treadmill or the elliptical is hard, and we're relating that to the boxing match when we're meeting with our budget. But sometimes when we leave the gym, when we get out of the shower, when we get home from the gym, that euphoric feeling that we get feels great. Same thing with going over the budget. When you have that entertainment money and you can just go to Bass Pro Shop, or you can just go to Target and spend that money and not feel bad about it, because you know you're allocating money towards your retirement, or you know you're allocating a certain amount of money towards your giving area. You can feel good about spending your money because you know you're getting other areas inside of your budget funded as well. If you want a boat, I want you to have a boat. Let's save up for that boat. If you want these different things, let's put them in our budget and save up for them. But all of a sudden, if we don't, all these wants, we turn into financing these wants, and next thing you know, we have 4 or 5 wants that we're financing, and that's really limiting us on what we can give and what we can save and how we can live. So, what does it mean to be financially fit? It means sitting down initially every week, and as the weeks unfold, as you get to a part of your routine where your budget's getting more ironed out and you'll have a better grip on it, meet at the beginning of every month. What do we talk about at those budget meetings? Very simple. We list our income, we list our expenses, and then begin the compromising. Begin dreaming. Begin battling the battles that may come up on, I want to spend this much at Target, or I want to spend this much at Bass Pro Shop, or I want to spend this much on the golf course. Let the compromising begin and enjoy the compromising. Some strategy behind to keep you accountable in the budget. You know, there's certain line items that you know how much it costs you. It's your mortgage or your rent or your car payment, or those fixed items, you know. But those things like the grocery bill or the grocery expense or the entertainment expense or those different lifestyle expenses, you're just going to have to start and put in a rough number that you think is going to be the area that you can do. If you need a free budget spreadsheet, don't hesitate to contact me at info@financialstorehouse.com. I'll get that to you ASAP. Again, it's a free spreadsheet that I would love for you to use as your template to build your financial blueprint, to build your dream, to build your legacy. Now, when you're doing these things and you're meeting with your spouse, or if you're single, you're meeting with your accountability partner, Those of you that are parents, these things are being absorbed by your kids. The conversation that you're having, the compromises that you're having. Obviously, you're going to try to do things in an intimate location where it's just you and your spouse, where you can have these meetings. But whenever things get brought up at the dinner table, or hey, I ran out of restaurant money this week, we need to eat more at the house, those kind of conversations are being caught by your children. This is what it's all about. Your children are going to start asking questions. You're going to be able to start including your children as they get older on their own budget. And depending on what their ages, what their ages are, you're going to be able to include them on doing chores or doing things around the house where they make a little amount of money, and they start putting money in their savings jar and putting money in their giving jar so that they can start incorporating these philosophies and these practices in their own life. So, what does it mean to be financial fit? Start today, start this week. Get together with your spouse or get together with your accountability partner and meet to go over what your income is, what your expenses are, and what you're going to do to keep each other accountable from this point on. And if some of you that have followed Financial Storehouse before, when you're constructing your budget, if it helps you, the steps that we like to take are attacking life through the Storehouse steps, which are step 1, save $1,000 in your Storehouse fund. That's going to get you by whenever little life things happen, like a tire blows in your car. You got $1,000 cash to pay for it. Step 2, we're going to eliminate your debt. So as you're building your budget and you're on step 2 and you have non-mortgage debt, if you're the type where you want to be extremely, extremely radical and eat out as less as possible and not go on vacations and eliminate this debt as fast as possible, great. You and your partner put in your budget in that line item on eliminating debt. Or if you're in step 2 and you don't want to be as vicious, that's fine too. But if your partner does and you don't, well, here comes the compromise. So step 3, the Storehouse fund. You in your budget, we're going to attack step 3 to save up 3 months of expenses in cash. So in your budget, you're going to stay accountable with your eating out, stay accountable with your groceries, stay accountable with your entertainment so that we can fund that step 3 months expenses. Step 4, 5, and 6 will most likely go on all at the same time. If you're to the point where you have no more non-mortgage debt and you have step 3 of 3 months expenses saved up in your Storehouse fund, now you're to the point where you start retirement contributions. Yes, don't start retirement contributions until you're on step 4. We don't want to try to do too many things at one time. If you're trying to get out of debt and fund retirement and have no money in your emergency fund, we got too many things going on. Yes, this might mean press hold or press pause for a couple years on your retirement contributions, but let's attack step 1, attack step 2, attack step 3, and step 4, retirement contributions. Step 5, if you have kids' college, contribute what you can to kids' college. Step 6, eliminate mortgage. Contribute what you want or what you can in your budget towards throwing extra at the mortgage. And the ultimate step 7, what we're ultimately trying to get to is everything, all of our debts are eliminated, and now we're using our income to give more, save more, and live more. Thanks for hanging out today as part 1 of 4 of our series is what does it mean to be financially fit? If you have any questions or you're interested in meeting with the Financial Storehouse coach, please don't hesitate to email us at info@financialstorehouse.com or contact me at 850-685-0631. And remember, give more, save more, and live more.